All right, so the mainstream media's anti-Trump echo chamber, they're at it again, and this time they're trying to take down the president's pick to head the CIA. Her name is Gina Haspel. Now, Haspel is a career intelligence officer who has been praised by colleagues for her very important work after 9/11, and she would be the first woman to serve as the CIA director if confirmed. The mainstream media, liberal Democrats, they seem only interested in smearing the long-serving intelligence official. ProPublica was recently forced to issue a correction on a report accusing Haspel of overseeing the waterboarding and abuse of a detainee being held at a CIA black site, Abu Zubaydah. The New York Times was forced to issue a similar correction. But prior to those retractions, identical stories were echoed on multiple media outlets, including fake news CNN. And that's not all. Some in the media are even denigrating Haspel's achievement as a woman. Vox is calling her selection, quote, not a feminist choice. And the New York Times published an op-ed titled, Gina Haspel's Rise is No Victory for Feminism. Wow. Here with reaction, Fox News national security strategist, former deputy assistant to the president, Sebastian Gorka, and former White House press secretary, Sean Spicer. I can't believe that you have to be a liberal woman, Dr. Gorka. Is that what it is? In order to advance, women's rights, you have to believe in certain fundamental issues, or this does not advance feminism. And then I heard Hillary this week say, oh, the reason I lost is because white women listen to their husbands, to their bosses, and their sons before voting for Donald Trump.
Let's just put to the side for a moment, Sean, Hillary Clinton insulting 30 million American citizens who just happen to be women, and ask a very simple question. What has catching terrorists, undermining the enemies of the United States, and being a professional intelligence officer got to do with feminism? We don't run the intelligence community based upon ideology. That was John Brennan. That was under the Obama administration. We need to know one thing about this woman, and it's clear that she has it, is whether or not she's qualified to be one of the most powerful government officials in the most powerful nation in the world. The only problem with this woman is, Sean, it's very simple. She's a woman who's working for Donald Trump. That's the only problem.
But it's actually worse than that. Sean, we lost 3,000 Americans on 9/11/2001. There was only 3 people waterboarded. But in the case of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, it led to the Courier. The Courier led to bin Laden. Without waterboarding KSM, there is no bin Laden. What part of that do liberals disagree with? We're too tough on terrorists? That's why they don't want her?
Well, I think Dr. Gorka is right on this. If she was working for Barack Obama, they'd call her eminently qualified. And let's look at who is calling her qualified. Leon Panetta, Hayden, Morell, all of these folks that have served at the top echelon of the intelligence community in a bipartisan degree, one administration over the next, all support her because she is eminently qualified with over 30 years experience. But to your point, Sean, here's the thing. If you don't fit the category that liberals think you're in, depending on your race or your gender, then you don't count. So Gina is not qualified to be CIA director because she's not a liberal. You look at what happened yesterday. The left-wing Democratic outfit, American Bridge, assaulted and was arrested, a male staffer for them, attacking a female member of the Trump administration. And did you see any coverage of it today? No. Nothing in the Washington Post, nothing in the New York Times. There was a man arrested for assaulting a female member, and Dr. Gorka is right. Why? Because she works for Donald Trump. If this had been the administration overwards, it would have been leading the evening news today. The hypocrisy and double standard is unbelievable.
I just really, if we look at these times, you have Dr. Gorka. This cannot be emphasized enough. The biggest abuse of power scandal in the history of the country. It's literally sitting right there on a tee for the media. The media, all they care about is Stormy Daniels and Russia-Trump collusion. And after, almost 18 months, we have no evidence. This is all that they cover. And it's amazing that here, with all the evidence we have, Hillary fixes a primary, Hillary has criminal activity that is fixed for her. She purchases lies and a phony Russian dossier to lie to the American people. It's used to obtain a FISA warrant. And, of course, they don't tell the FISA judge that Hillary bought and paid for it, so we can spy on an opposition party candidate and campaign. How about covering real news for once?
Well, look, that's not their job. These are propagandists. And if you look at the FISA-gate scandal, what we have is Hillary Clinton and the DNC affecting a successful Russian operation, because that file was full of Russian misinformation. That's the enormity of what we're talking about. These people aren't interested in the truth. This is perhaps the biggest scandal that we've seen in a political election since 1776. And let's just remember one thing, Sean. If she'd won, we wouldn't know any of it, none of it. Not FISA-gate, not Uranium One. It would all have been covered up, and that's the scary thing.
All right, Sean Spicer.
Well, I think you're missing.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, you got more great economic news today. If it wasn't for the president tweeting it out to his followers, we wouldn't know about it. They're more worried about whether one staffer could or should be fired by the end of the week, whether there could be a mix-up. I mean, there's more time spent confirming whether or not somebody's actually in the office today. The White House pool sent out a report today that they cited H.R. McMaster, the national security advisor. Meantime, the economy continues to hum along, and people are living better lives in this country.
All right, unbelievable. And I don't know how you did your job. I would have exploded. I couldn't do what you and what Sarah Huckabee does every day. God bless you both. You're better people than I am. All right, the next story is going to make your blood boil. Coming up, the illegal immigrant who got away with killing Kate Steinle is claiming the federal case against him was vindictive, and he wants it thrown out. We'll have more on that on the special edition of Hannity Straight.